Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Mellow7 Gaming, and we are taking a look at Battletech today. These are the saves we're going to make to continue our campaign on, because we want to go fight the clans. It's the entire point of making a save during the clan invasion. Unfortunately, or fortunately, well, pluses and minuses to it, but we started in the south. You can see we're right down here. Not a whole lot of it, but we're here in Lao space, right? And we need to go up to here, which is where, as you can see, the clan invasion has begun. A little bit here between Davian and Kurita, and the rest is up here along the Steiner, Rasselhag, and Kurita border as they run down. So we need to get up there. So from a role-playing story point, we're a small, relatively unknown mercenary company who happens to be very loyal to the Capellans. Even when we had the option, and even when we desperately needed the money to survive, we did not take missions against the Capellans. They've noticed this. They are now in a place where they need intelligence from up here. They need to know what's going on. Worlds have just disappeared with no notice, right? People are just falling off the edge of the map, and they don't know what's going on. We're getting hints and stories and little bits about the clans as they come in, but they don't really know anything about it. They need somebody to go up there. They need somebody they don't care about in case they disappear as well. They don't want to commit huge amounts of troops before they know what's going on. Are these people they want to help back against maybe, historical enemies? Are these people they need to back their historical enemies against? Can there be a separate peace made? Who are they? What are they? What needs to happen? At this point, if you live down here, you do not know. There's just not a lot of information. So the goal is for them to send somebody who doesn't matter up north to get some information. Now, you need to make sure that those people do what you say. So you're going to embed your own political officer with them, and probably reasonable amounts of the crew as well. Although, we don't really know who now has been bought, who's been in political. There's a huge amount of turnover before we go off to face our possibly certain death. How many of those replacement crew members are plants? How many of those are legitimate people? We don't know, but that's the idea. So what they're going to do is, the Capellans for us, they're going to give us an old leopard that had just been lying around, in the story, in the game, it describes it as a ran when parked leopard that, that's going to allow us to drop some additional mechs. They're going to give us the parts to rebuild 4 assault mechs. Those mechs are just what they have lying around. And to simulate that, I used the table here that the game uses, that Harry had built, that determines kind of rarity and what mechs are available at various time periods throughout the game. So if you start the game at the standard campaign, these are the mechs that are available. Anything with a number not 0 is available. And you can see that as they get dates, as they become released, they show up. So January of 3045, the Cyclops CP11A becomes available. This is for our start right here. So everything with a number on it is available at start. Everything with a 0 doesn't become available until this date. And then this is the final if you start playing at the Battle of Tukiad. So anything from May of 3050 and earlier is available to us. So I just random number generated, and we came up with the mechs that we want. We also picked a rather new mech, which happens to be this one right here, the Stalker 5M, to go with the political officer. I had to pause there as people came in and made noise, and I don't remember where I am. So Stalker 5M, that goes for our political officer. It is a new, fancy, brand new mech. So that's how we did that. We used the Save Editor. If you haven't used it before, understand that only when you boot it up, only these 3 tabs are available. You need to come here to open the rest of them to get what you want. You can come here to add mechs if you have additional mech bays. At the moment, we don't. They're all filled with mechs. Now, in theory, you can go to edit company tabs here, and you can update what has been done on the Argo. You can see here we've added Argo Mech Bay 2, but you can see here we're not seeing that. We're only seeing 1. And when we boot into the game, we're not seeing that mech bay being built either. So I had hoped to just come in here and use the tags to upgrade our salvaged leopard and our mech bay to what we needed to do what we're doing. Unfortunately, none of that's working, and I'm not really sure why. it is what it is. Now, also when you come in here initially, these drop-down windows won't work, whether you're in the mech editor, the inventory, wherever it will be. These won't work. You need to go to here to scan your installation, in which case it'll read all the mech def files and part defs and that sort of stuff and fix that you need to do. So we've gone ahead because we can't add, it won't let us add the mech bay in. You can see that it showed that mech bay 2 was available, but if we come into the game and we take a look at our mech bay, well, we can go here, you can see requires upgrade, and if we go to engineering, you can see it also didn't unlock it there. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that or how we get those to work, but regardless, it doesn't work. But we can go into mech bays, and if we go into storage, we should see okay, so it shows the mechs here as ready. So we should just be able to click ready and add it to a bay, and then we should be okay. So I'm going to leave it as it is. These are the mechs that we got from our random dice. The 3M is the one that we decided belonged to our new pilot, a ridiculous amount of weaponry, even for an assault. So we'll see how she does with that. We also got an Atlas 8V. We got a Stalker 3F, a Highlander 733, and an Atlas D. Everybody loves the D. So those are the mechs that we have, our assault mechs. Now, if we take a look at our engineering, you will see that we've also added a mod here, and that mod is called Bigger Drops. That mod used to be available individually on Nexus, nexusmods.com, and it no longer is. As far as I can tell, it's only... it's included in Rogue Tech. I don't know if it's included in any of the other big, like Battletech Advanced or something like that, but it's no longer available on Nexus individually. However, it is available on GitHub, so if you just do a search, Google search, Bigger Drops, Battletech, GitHub, you will get there and you can install it that way, and that's what we've done. And what this does is it gives you an additional Leopard, which you can then upgrade. You can see right here, we managed to find someone selling a junk Leopard. Ran when parked. If we get it operational again, we'll be able to drop some heavy metal. So, now, we have a few things that we can do here. Now, you have essentially 3 modifiers. One is the number of mechs, additional mech slots you have. 2 is the number of mech slots that you'll actually be able to control. And the last one is a total drop tonnage. So the first one, let's say we just add 4 mech slots. We just increase our drop size. We can drop another lance, but we don't change mech control. We will be able to drop 8 mechs, but only 4 of those will be under our control and the other 4 will be AI. Our goal is to get to a point where we control 6. We can drop 7, but we control 6. The 7th is our AI controller, right? Our political officer, right? In this case, that happens to be, let's see if we can find her here. That happens to be Whiskey, who I just hired off and then we edited. So this is our new political officer. She will drop in the 3M. That is her mech and only her mech. Nobody will be able to use it, and it will always go in an uncontrolled AI slot, right? That's the plan. If we want to drop 7 mechs that we control, we'll have to add an actual control slot and a pilot slot. She will slide over and she will continue to be uncontrolled. She's purely AI. She is not us. Now, we've gone ahead. We've given her 8s. I've given her gunnery, tactics, and master tactician because I think that works for our political officer type of thing. Maybe not as much for the mech, but I think it works for her background. It's a brand new mech. She's never piloted before. They've just rolled off the assembly line and given it to her and sent her out with it. Now, she does have a service record. You can see here it says she is a periphery commoner who went to tech school. She's dependable. I couldn't find a way to edit the biography within the editor. I can edit tags, though. And so we've left this. This is her cover story, right? We hired her. She's just your standard, everyday, normal mech pilot that we hired. She's not a political officer from, the compelling Confederation at all. Nothing to do with House Lao. She is actually from the periphery, and she has a background story that fits that. However, she also happens to be an officer, Capellan, a mech pilot, and an assassin, which just gets her bonus to gunnery, right? It decreases her XP cost for leveling gunnery. Doesn't really matter. We gave her 8, but, to get the rest of the way, maybe it helps. I just thought it was cool as part of the backstory there. So she has a public backstory to fit her cover. but then she has her actual, story on top of that. So that's how we've done that to kind of get around me being able to figure out what the heck I'm doing with it. So she will have the 3M and only the 3M. We will build it once we have the slots. I've given ourselves 8 million credits. My goal is just to head north. We'll build the stuff as we go. What we need to build within navigation is we need to get our new Leopard drop ship running. Oops, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't know why I always go to navigation instead of engineering. I don't know if it's just like I'm in the middle and my click goes, or if I actually click there. So we need to boost mech bay. We need to get to 2 so we can get some additional mechs. We need to get drop size here, and here. And one more. I want us to drop 6 and control 7. So I'm going to need 3 of these unlocked. I'm going to need 2 of these unlocked, I believe is how we're going to have to do it. And I'm just going to do that. That's why I gave myself an extra 6 mil. We had just under 2 mil at the time. But you can see here the Leopard by itself costs 2.5. And the mech bay is another 800. So we're looking at 3.2 mil right there just for those two mods, and we still have the rest of this to figure out. So I think that'll work okay, and leave us a reasonable amount of operating expenses when we get there. So that's the plan. Next episode we will be somewhere in the north, Rasselhag, Kurita, somewhere up there, and we'll kind of figure out what we want to do from there. All right, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. If you know how to fix these within the thing to actually add them, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.